Hello, ladies and gentlemen, germs and gentlemen, ladies. This is Ethan, and
Nick
yeah,
from
Nick.
HylianBandicoots, and we're
Yeah,
here today.
HylianBandicoots. First name Hylian, last name Bandicoots. Um, this is a basically video. Well, it's more audio, but video as well because it's YouTube, so you can't really have radio. But then it's basically going to be talking about some games that we played. It's going to be a new section on the website, not website, the channel.
Yeah.
So that we can have we're gonna have so we've got the Flatland Survival, the multiplayer, then the creative builds, and then we're gonna have this as well, which is basically where we talk about games and games that we played and games that we recently played and
Enjoyed or not enjoyed, depends.
yeah. So basically, if you play a really bad game, then you can talk about it, say how bad it is.
Yeah,
You
okay.
can't talk about it, but I can talk about it.
Fair enough. Well, first of all, we decided to kick this off for the past
We didn't actually kick it. We played
Limbo.
what game do we play?
We played Limbo. Been playing it for a couple of hours, about an hour a day, and just completed the game for the fun of it. And we decided we're going to talk about it in this. So obviously, what you're going to see now is footage of the game, but behind us talking. And what's your views on it?
Well, first of all, let's talk about the plot. We might as well talk about all the parts of a different game, so we might as well at least have something to talk about, like plot, gameplay,
Yeah.
art style, and all that stuff. So yeah, when we get to the Wind Waker, art style. I was gonna say a bad word, naughty. Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, plot. Basically,
Plot. Yes. Go ahead.
I'll read the plot here on Wikipedia, and we can dislike or approve with this plot. The primary character in Limbo is a nameless boy who awakens in the middle of a forest on the edge of hell. Edge of hell in quotations there. Open bracket. The game's title is taken from Latin limbus, meaning edge. So do you agree with this, Nick? That the it's from the edge of hell.
Pretty much, yeah.
I personally believe that Limbo is an area that you go to after death, like in that South Park episode with Billy Mason and
Yeah. So it's
Jack-
kind of like the waiting room of Afterlife.
before afterlife,
Yeah.
after death.
It's kind of like
So-
that. It's kind of like sitting in a hospital waiting room for
But there
like
is
12 hours.
yeah when you really hate yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah so it doesn't really have a plot. You just like a man, a kid running through hills and just basically completing puzzles. Not really based on plot of the game, but that is what one of the great bits about the game, in my opinion, is the way that you've got to think of the plot for yourself.
I mean, like, to be fair, it's the lack of it's like the lack of actual any context that kind of gets me really involved.
Literally, it's quite funny because you're literally just thrown into the game, and the only means of trying to figure out what the plot is, or what the whole game is about, is the title of the game, which is Limbo. So yeah.
Hey, did you know Limbo was a? This is a bit weird, actually, just completely a little bit off topic. But do you know it's an 18 plus Limbo?
Really?
PEG 18, yeah. It doesn't.
That Peggy? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at USK, but
PEGI 18, jeez, I never expected to see that too.
scroll over USK Unterhalt Software Cyberkontrolle. Scroll over USK. Can we make that scroll up on screen? I'll make that scroll up on screen.
I can't. That's goddamn badass.
I'll annotate it. I'll make an annotation.
Yeah, we'll link you to the video in the description, so you can scroll straight over the USK. Anyway, yeah, it's.
So I personally think that the plot is about the kid trying to get out of Limbo and get back to his seeking his missing sister, apparently. So yeah, what's your perception of the plot, Nick?
Well, basically the guy is obviously he's seeking his sister because that's just basically that's shown at the end of the game, but he'll
Spoilers.
spoiler alerts. Obviously, if you're gonna click on this video, you're gonna expect spoiler alerts because we've played the
Yeah.
whole game. But
You get
anyway,
the girl at the end.
yeah, basically he'll see the end, but we won't actually show the ending with any footage. Anyway, um, he's seeking his sister. But
Awesome.
it's kind of like a life choice. It's kind of like he has to it's kind of like he has to struggle through the tasks of life, like or like the physical and mental attributes of life to be able to fully find his sister. Kind of like a life journey.
That was very deep. I just thought he was just doing puzzles, to be honest. But yeah. But
Fair enough.
there's various puzzles in the game which I believe that could represent things that, like in his life. Like the spider represents fear. The hotel represents his absolutely disgraceful night at what's that place called? What's this place called that Lenny Henry advertises with the Premier in, that one?
Probably.
Yeah. I think that the hotel represents his horrible night at Premier Inn. So that's like stayed in his mind. And then the ladder and wheels can represent how his car is just like so bad that it's like a ladder. Yeah.
So basically, what he meets in this game is he's like kind of like re-showing over his life.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
And the brain slugs can represent stuff like people controlling his life, or drugs or stuff like that. I don't know.
So
Secretly a vampire because when he runs in.
Sunlight. Let's move on to the gameplay then. The controls of the game are pretty simple. I mean, controlling the arrow keys, that's all you're going to need.
I actually suffered a delay on my thing, but I don't know if it was actually part of the game or not. It probably wasn't because my computer's kind of weird, but I didn't have any like lag at all. But like, I didn't have any problems with the controls at all. The only time I had a problem with the delay was when you're trying to change the gravity when you're falling down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying, but I just found the control button. No, kind of.
I had no problem like that with delay, to be fair, so it probably was. But probably was your computer. It's
Damn you, Landy.
at the end of the game. It's five. It's five.
Called a Landy by
It's 5 buttons, and you do get a lot controlled in it. I mean, like the gravity part, the part where you have to get that box out of that little corner of the room.
Yeah.
That was well made.
What was your favourite puzzle in the whole game?
Favorite puzzle.
What was your favourite part of any of the game at all? Well, yeah, we'll do. What was your favourite part of the game, and then what do you think was the best puzzle, like the most clever puzzle of the game?
My favourite part of the game was when you kind of had to think about getting the laser to shoot the other laser to be able to pass on, or like avoiding all the lasers in clever ways by getting boxes.
That's good.
The laser part, and my favourite puzzle was probably the one where like the whole room starts turning, and you have to try like you pull that lever and the whole room starts turning, and then you have to try and survive like by like when the like depending on which way the floor's pointing depends on up down. It's quite good that.
I'd have to say probably my favourite puzzle in the whole game was when that part. My favourite puzzle of the whole game was the part with the lamp, like the lamp's like flowing down, and then like so it's complete darkness apart from that like one bit of light from the lamp, and then you got to kind of follow the lamp around as the room like moves around, and you can only see in the lamp, so you got to kind of follow the lamp around. I thought that was really really good. I thought that was fun, so that was my favourite puzzle. And my favourite part of the game was I just thought like the bit when you're just running through grass and all that. I thought it was better at the beginning of the game, to be honest, because like there was more characters that you interact with and all that.
I think it's kind of like a show that it's kind of like his progressive through life. Right, first, you might be like again back to the idea that it's like part of your life. Maybe like grew up on a farm. That's why it's all like foresty and stuff. I grew up in a forest, and then went to a big city like with the industrial hotels and stuff.
Yeah. I don't think you worked on a farm.
Well, it's open for debate, really, isn't it?
The fact that there's grass means you worked on a farm.
Okay, maybe not. I didn't mean to say farm. Like maybe he like lived on the edge of a forest and it was like a very not very populated area, like not like the edge of a
Yeah.
countryside or something.
To be honest, we probably are looking a bit too deep into the actual game itself, but when you actually play it, you do want to like kind of know. Like I always want to know plots to games and all that. So, you know, like I thought probably my favorite part of the game was probably the spider bit as well.
Oh, that
When
was
you're
good.
getting chased by the dark spider, because you actually did feel scared. Well, I feel scared. Does that make me a little girl?
Yeah, a little bit.
Wow.
Well, no more a little girl than I am. Lol.
I hate
Pony.
I hate I hate spiders. So I don't
Uh,
hate them. I like I like Spider-Man, but I don't like spiders.
fair enough.
So
And
yeah.
now we're going to art. I do think the game was very beautiful.
Yeah, I think the game was.
It's
The art in the game was great. The graphics in the game are great.
what's the word? It's like monochrome or whatever it is, like the monotone one where it's all like grey to black to white, kind of like grayscale. That's it, grayscale.
What's that colour with black and white? You mix black and white, grey.
It's actually called grayscale. It's like a grayscale thing. Like even like you notice how like there was actually no color in the game at all. Everything was just grey.
I just thought we should make
Shades of.
or we should check what there is online. A Limbo texture pack for Minecraft.
That's pretty clever
That
idea.
would be such a good idea. Anyway,
I'm looking for that now as we speak.
Yeah, I thought the graphics of the game were really good. They helped create the atmosphere of the game. My personal favourite thing about the game is probably the soundtrack, to be honest. Even though it kind of not, there's no music like really in the game at all.
Relaxing.
But the sound, like the sounds in the game, just like create like a really good atmosphere and all that. So yeah, it's probably one of the best. It's probably like the best. Well, I was about to say it's the best PC game I've ever played, but I've played Minecraft, so I'm gonna be. But, you know.
Yeah, I liked the you know, the stuff and everything. No,
No, I really liked the bit when you pushed the box. That's my favourite part of the whole game.
actually, yeah, a good part of the game was when like the water was flooding. You had to like think fast to be able to.
Yeah, my favourite part of the whole game was when you
Press the right arrow key.
wake up. When you wake up, yeah. My favourite part of the whole game is when you jump.
Okay, so anything else you need to talk about on this
I just
game?
want to
Talk about graphics.
What? How about difficulty? Did you find this game this hard at any point?
I didn't. I think some of the puzzles
Difficult,
were
yeah.
a bit puzzling, but there was nothing really. There was no like. It's not really like a game like of difficulty. It's more of like you gotta step back and think of the puzzle to be able to
Yeah.
fully solve it.
I was actually like, I have to admit, I'd watched gameplay of the game, and I'd watched gameplay of like the stages later on where you get into changing gravity and all that. And I actually did think that it was going to be more difficult than it was. But like, I was expecting more difficulty, but I thought that it was perfect difficulty. Like with this game, it's not really about like difficulty, because it's like trial and error. So you will eventually get it right if you carry on playing. But you just gotta like think of the puzzle, and it's like use your brain and all that. So
Yeah.
if you have no brain, then it's gonna be quite hard. But if you have no brain, then you're probably not watching this. So you know.
To be fair, yeah. Unless, well, that's a bit weird because some of our subscribers may have an issue where they have no brain. But
Yeah, I if that is the case, then if any of the 4 of you watching this video have have any severe brain problems, and it's not even 4, it's just me and you watch it twice. Yeah. If any of the people watching this video have any problems with that, then I sincerely apologise.
I just have to. I I have the when Tobuscus plays the game, he gives the character the name that it should really be referred to as, the Darkness Child, because
Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's good analogy there.
because to be fair,
Well, it is a child, and it is dark. So.
yeah, and he's completely utter. The only light thing on his body is his this surprisingly pupilless thighs.
I thought it was really effective as well. How you're the only character in the whole game that has like lights in his eyes, so that could represent how even though you're in Limbo, like the other kids in the Limbo, are obviously they're also like dead, So they perhaps died in the forest and stuff like that.
Maybe they're like,
Yeah, like they could represent like how the fact that you still got your eyes could represent like that you're like not dead, if you know what I mean. Like you shouldn't have died, like, if you know what I mean.
or
So,
maybe, like that like your eyes are open to the surroundings and you actually know what, and you actually understand what's going on and why you're here, and the rest of them are blind to what's going on and oblivious.
Yeah.
Which is we're reading way too deep into this, but
That
yeah.
one blade of grass could just literally represent the fact that his father made hash browns for for his 14th birthday breakfast. Was that you clapping?
That was me
Your
clapping.
thighs smacking together.
That was me clapping.
Oh.
That was perfect. Yeah, the whole game's a metaphor for how man and beast struggle.
I knew what you were about to say was just something stupid because like we both do that for like thing where yeah.
Where the voice changes a little
I
bit.
just like to end by saying that
This
the
game.
fact that that kid.
Ooh, let's rate it out of 10. Ooh,
Okay, yeah.
we'll do ratings out of 10.
Before we tangent off onto some
Strange
yeah.
turn that we do.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
I'd give the game a 8 out of 10. I think it's very well made and beautiful looking, and the puzzles are really nice. I think the only problem I found was it's kind of too short.
Yeah.
I mean, I had the game completed in about an hour, 2 hours of playing, 3 hours of playing.
You beat the game in 3 hours of playing.
Yeah, it's just my time playing is 2 hours. I think something like that.
Is
I'll
it?
look on Skype in a second. I'll have a look on Steam in a second. So.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna give the game a I don't know actually.
It's very difficult.
I'm gonna go like I would have given it like a 9 or like a 10, but like then I just looked up and saw Ocarina of Time on my N64. So I was like,
You can't just like blatantly give it. You can't just like blindly.
not whilst in its presence.
You can't just like. To be quite honest with you, you can't like.
I'm gonna get like in terms of like games in general, I'm gonna give it an 8. Like
Just don't let other things bias your opinion. Just
Yeah.
give what your total opinion on something.
I'd give it like in terms of like games in general, I'd give it an 8.5. Like that then 8.5 because I thought like it's really good, but like if it was gonna be like a console game or something, like
It's
compared to
actually
like
on console.
game, yeah, but like yeah for fair play. Yeah, I thought it was like I didn't actually think it was too short. To be honest, I thought it was the perfect length. Like and if it was, I'd
Could've
rather
been
have like 6 hours or 5 hours or 4 hours or if you Nick Marshall 30 minutes of perfection.
It took me 2 hours to complete.
In like 10 hours, 20
Because don't
hours.
forget, you did leave it on whilst you were playing them. Whilst you went down.
I did leave it on for about 2 hours while I was eating some delicious food. But, yeah, I'd give it. And then in terms of like indie games and like games that you can buy on Steam, I would give it a 9 because like I would have to say it was one of the best games on Steam in my opinion. But to be fair, I've not really played many games on Steam because I'm too busy playing on a Mario Kart. But,
Ooh, no update for Super Brothers. Anyway, that'll be another game we review in the future. Yeah, 2 hours played. Last played Friday.
So I've got my playtime's like 5 hours.
Lol. Well, I think let's just give him a preview of probably the next game we're going to play, which will probably review. Sorry, which will probably be Bastion.
Bastion, yeah. I'm actually having I'm having slight problems with it, but to be honest, even if I don't
I've completed the
even
game.
if I don't play it, like I can still do the video, and then like you can like take the lead on it and just talk about it more, and I'll just like talk about what I thought about the graphics and all that stuff.
Oh, I've almost played 2 hours of Amnesia as well.
So yeah.
So yeah, we're just gonna leave it here. Thank you for watching.
Mum.
So that's out of 8 from me and 8.5 from Ethan. So that's 16.5 out of 20.
Yeah.
Okay then.
I don't know why I laughed because that wasn't really funny. But
It was more math than that wasn't really hilarious.
I laughed.
Okay, review scores. It got a B from 1UP, 9 out of 10 from Edge, 9 out of 10 from Eurogamer, 5 out of 5 from G4, 9 out of 10 from Game Informer. GameSpot gave it an 8 out of 10. GameSpy gave it 5 star. IGN gave it 9 out of 10, and PALGN gave it 9.5 out of 10.
Well, that was thanks for that piece of information that we could have easily got off Wikipedia, but
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm just gonna end this video now. So
that's the end of the video. Yeah.
thanks
Awesome.
for watching this
Thank you for
video.
watching, and we will see you probably with Minecraft multiplayer.
We
Bye.
won't actually see you, but you'll watch a video that we've previously recorded and uploaded.
Yeah. Well. Shh.
Bye.
Goodbye.